And welcome back to the Ringside Report Network. We are very pleased to have a special guest here for you, a special for the channel from Live Wrestling Auctions, here to tell you about a great event they have coming up on April the 20th. It is JF Leduc, direct from the Firehouse, with his amazing collection behind him. JF, thanks for joining us. For those who don't know JF, he is one of the foremost wrestling collectors in Canada, if not the world. JF, right?
Canada, I would say Canada.
and he runs the Live Wrestling Auctions. He, of course, was a professional wrestler as well. And I believe you're retired, but in wrestling, we never say fully retired, right?
I know. But I wrestled 15 years and carried 15 titles. So I don't want to do anything else. It would get a bit far. So we're good. We're good with the 15.
Well, that's not bad, right? Not a bad record. 15 years, 15 championships. That's a good way to work. It's a good way to do it. And
I was called Firestorm, so that's why we're in the Firehouse right now.
That's right. Yes, of course. I mean, that I should mention you were Firestorm, so those may not know your real name, right? They know you as Firestorm.
Yeah, true. And I yesterday at Quebec's Civilization Museum, and lots of wrestlers from the NSPW Federation were saying, "Hey, hi, Firestorm, how are you?" So like they don't know that I'm JF Leduc as well, and it happens quite often in the wrestling business where you know the wrestling name instead of the real name of the person.
Yep, that definitely happens a lot, right? It's whatever the first name you get, right? Like people still call Mick Foley Jack because they met him as Cactus Jack. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how wrestling works sometimes. And nowadays, you run Live Wrestling Auctions, the LWA. You and your partner Joe, you guys run a tremendous show. And how often do you guys run auctions on the channel? And where can people see you? I know it's on Facebook. Are you on other platforms? Where is the LWA, and how often are you running your shows now?
It's twice a month, maybe 3 times a month if we have time, if we're available. Like you said, it's me and Joe. We don't do it alone anymore. It's more of a tag team action, and we get along great on the show. We do jokes. It's entertaining. It's not just auctions, so we can like maybe 2 or 3 times a month do it, and we're on YouTube and Facebook.
That's fantastic. And I am a regular viewer of your shows. Whenever I get the opportunity, I watch. I don't always bid, but I like to see what exists. I like to know what is out there, what's available, just to see what is out there, what is possible for my collection, what I might be looking at. You know, I just like to know the market. I'm a wrestling collector myself, and I'm a wrestling shopper. I like to shop around, and I'm sure you're like this way too a little bit, right? You kind of like to just know what's out there to say, "Oh, maybe I want this, but oh, here's this thing that I definitely want this way more than this other thing that I just saw," right?
You're a collector, you're a buyer, most definitely. We've begun to be sellers with the pandemic. That's how the groups they all expanded on Facebook, because we started to sell some stuff just to make ends meet. With the pandemic, it was really hard. And as a collector, when you need to scratch that itch, where do you buy your stuff? Flea markets are closed. The stores are closed. The international shipping is really difficult. So the groups really started there, and there's a huge community out there, and they're all like really happy to be part of the page LWA. We can trade some stuff to a lot of members. They talk between themselves, and they've made lots of friends here and there, and that's how the community grows. And We're all about that on LWA. We call our members family members.
Yeah, it's very nice, and it is a nice community, and it's cool that it did start in the pandemic in a difficult time, but it has continued. It's continued, and it continues to grow. In these post-pandemic times, and your page and a few other pages like it kind of popped up during that time, and they were nice for me to kind of stay connected with other wrestling fans and other wrestling collectors, and what stores were open around you and what was still available. It was nice to have that community, and it is still nice to have that community to see, hey, I went to this store and I found this, or I went here and I found this, or hey, is anybody looking for this? We could trade for that. It is a nice community that you guys have created, and some other guys too, but you guys specifically, coming out and helping wrestling fans, and wrestling fans um continuing to get help to this day. It's a fun community.
Is and Okay, I'm back. So after all these activities that we started to do with the page, the claim sales, the auctions, we said to ourselves, what else can we do? How can we grow the page even more and do something cool for the family members of the LWA community? Well, we've decided to do signings. So we've had Jacques Rougeau a few years ago. We've had Doink and Dink. We've had La Resistance, and now it's time for the Nasty Boys to be part of the show. Still hear me?
Yeah, I think you're cutting out a little bit, but yeah, we did hear you. We got the message about the Nasty Boys, and I will tell everybody, April 20th, it is the Nasty Boys coming to Montreal, and you can go and see the Nasty Boys. You can go meet the Nasty Boys. Ooh, can you buy those things? Those things are sweet. Are those for sale, JF? Can I get those? I want those.
Right here. That's the last set available. If you want them, we can surely talk. Yeah, for sure. It'll be my pleasure, David.
Okay. Yep. Possibly put me down for that. We'll talk. We'll discuss. So the Nasty Boys are coming to Montreal, and it is on April the 20th. And like I mentioned, you do have the opportunity uh, to meet the Nasty Boys. So here is a little bit of the info. It'll be at the Melrose Restaurant Bar, 6548 Saint Laurent. And here is all the information presented by the Live Wrestling Auctions. And this is the live in person. If you're able to be in the Montreal area, go check them out live in person. And then here is the information uh, for the for the uh, for the autograph session, where mail-ins are welcome, and you can contact JF at the Live Wrestling Auctions for more information on that. And then here's the info for April 20th, and it is at 6 p.m. Saturday, April 20th at 6 p.m. at the Melrose Restaurant. Now, JF, how do people get tickets? How do people sign up, become VIPs, and go meet the Nasty Boys? Is it they just contact you through the LWA?
Pretty easy through LWA, through myself. They can message me. Um, there's like 15 tickets left for the event, and like you said, it starts at 6, but we don't know when it's gonna end. It can end at midnight, and all the evening is about the Nasty Boys. We're gonna have some televisions going on in the restaurant with matches of the Nasty Boys. The Both of them will be there to sign autographs and take pictures. It's included in the package. You pay $100 and you receive your very own, kind of the backstage passes when you go to a concert. So you get your very own VIP pass of the Nasty Boys. You can get as well your poster, your exclusive poster for the event, and there's room at the bottom for them to sign. So
Nice.
that's what's included in the package with both autographs. And we're gonna do some draws during the night. I don't want people poster to be on the floor or on the table and get dirty. So we've got some special Nasty Boys bags, so you can get all your stuff in there during the night. We I don't know if you can see them behind me. We've got some nasty boys
Ooh.
jackets, incredible. We are sold out at the moment, but there's always possibilities to get some more if you want. And of course, we've got our beautiful Nasty Boys sunglasses, where Brian Nobbs and Jerry Sag can sign in each window. It's all the colors of the Nasty Boys, of course. So we've got plenty of merchandise, plenty of draws during the night, stuff that I acquired from Jerry Sag himself. I bought his personal collection, what was left of it, and we've been selling all kinds on live wrestling auctions. And this upcoming Sunday on the show, it's all about the Nasty Boys, because we're just a month away from the event, and I want people to be able to buy whatever is left of the collection so they can bring it to the event and have the Nasty Boys sign the stuff. So imagine you can have your own like this shirt right here belonged to Jerry Sag. We've got other T-shirts and stuff that was part of Jerry's collection. Original Nasty Boys shirt
Whoa.
that he was probably wearing that at the gym. I don't know. So lots of stuff like that. We've had figures, we've had cards, programs, magazines, and we're trying to give out as much as we can prior to the event.
That is fantastic, and just a great opportunity for a wrestling fan to be in the presence, to get to speak to and hang out with one of the most legendary tag teams in the history of the wrestling business. Anybody who's anybody knows about the Nasty Boys. I'm sure, JF, there are some wrestling fans that are too young to know about the Nasty Boys, but they can go back and watch, and it's amazing to me that there are wrestling fans who have no concept of people like the Nasty Boys, or even Bret Hart or people like that, because they're too young and they don't know. But I'm sure there are a lot of people that do know, and if you are too young, you can definitely appreciate who these guys were. They were hardcore wrestling before hardcore wrestling was mainstream. These guys were innovators of professional wrestling, and the fact that they are coming to Montreal and you could be in their presence and hang out with legends like Brian Nobbs and Jerry Sags. I mean, I've heard stories about these guys. The fact that you can hang out with them for an evening is pretty fantastic. I've seen videos of Brian Nobbs, I think, recently at Hogan's Beach Bar, like doing karaoke with Hulk Hogan, and it seemed like a good time. So, if Hogan's hanging out with him, I mean, why wouldn't you hang out with him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's Hulk Hogan, brother. So I think it's just a great opportunity to meet these guys, and guys of that era, there are so few left, especially tag teams intact, right? I mean, you think about the Nasty Boys and who they wrestled. What tag team can you even see that they wrestled? Like, who's still there? What tag team is still alive, intact? I mean, you know what I'm saying? These guys are from a generation, from a time where there are very few people left. So they have stories that very few people have. So it's a very interesting opportunity to talk to these guys, because, like I said, you look at their generation of tag teams and just very few left. Shocking. It
And like they got stories with Ric Flair, with Hogan. You just mentioned Hogan. Uh, they're gonna talk about that all night long, because at the event there's gonna be not just a Q&A with them on stage answering questions from the fans, but also talking about their careers. And that's what I'm happy about this kind of event, where we're trying to be not larger than life meet and greet, but usual meet and greet. It takes like 30 seconds. You add your picture, you add your autograph. It costs you 75, $80, and that's it. You're done. You're out of there. But in this event, you'll be there all night long with them for just $100 and all the free gifts and all the stuff. You're gonna hear some stories and be able to share that with your friends and make new friends because there'll be like 60 people there at the restaurant.
It's a very cool opportunity to be able to sit down, get the autograph, talk to the guys, watch the Q&A. It's a cool event, you know, not enough events like this for pro wrestling, and I think it's great that you're bringing this to Montreal, and I'm very happy to help spread the word, and hopefully we can get the rest of the tickets sold out, because this is something that deserves to be sold out. It's a great price point for this event, and yeah, I'm happy to promote this. This is legitimately a cool event, and I have a ton of respect for the Nasty Boys. I have a Nasty Boys T-shirt in my collection. Like I'm a fan, you know. So I'm very happy to see you bring these guys in, and I'm happy to see all the success that LWA is having. You talk about the Jerry Sags collection. What are some of the pieces you got in this collection that you just what are some of your favorites that you got? That's a different level than just going to a Walmart and finding some figures. That's you know, you're going into wrestling history at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And wrestling yesterday, I got his leather bag that he was traveling with his name on it. And inside that bag, there's lots of itinerary from the European tours, for example. What hotel they were supposed to be at what time, who's in the hotel. You get all the real names are there. It's signed by the road agents, all the paperwork for that was sent to them by mail. I got everything in that bag. So that's not for sale. That's staying here in the firehouse in my personal collection, and that's these things are priceless.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's gold. Like I'm just that's amazing. That's incredible. That's finding gold. That is
yep.
tremendous. And let's talk a bit about your collection, because your collection is serious, and you've you know loaned pieces out to this museum in Quebec City for this great event detailing the history of professional wrestling and professional wrestling in Quebec. Um, what are some of the prize pieces? Because I know that you sell some stuff on those auctions, some incredible things. But so you're willing to part with some things that are obviously, you know, pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Now,
I don't want. I, I've been I've been a collector all my life. Like I said, I'm not a seller. I'm more of a buyer. But at some point in your life, you have to think of, okay, what can I keep here? Am I gonna downsize to a smaller house when I get older? Is this gonna go to my kids? You have hard decisions to make, and the fact that we're selling right now on the page is helping a lot to downsize the collection. But every pieces that I sell, and there's some videos on the shows. It's called, for instance, jump off your seat moment, or a piece of my heart moment, or how am I supposed to live without you moment. And then we have go in a funny skit that introduces the item after that, because it's true. It's how am I supposed to live without you, and Joe's singing the Michael Bolton song, but the piece that I had in my hand is a piece that I want to keep. But at some point, I've appreciated it many years, and I want somebody else to appreciate it and they keep it in his collection, because all the family members from LWE, they have great collections, and I'm happy to sell it to them.
now, what do you have in your collection that you will absolutely not sell?
Not sell. Like I've got some stuff from Tiger Jackson. You know, the cape that he was wearing for many years as Tiger Jackson, the tiger cape and the tiger trunks and the wrestling boots that he had even when he was Dink in the 90s.
Wow.
I have that, and now it's gone to the museum for a year, and many other pieces, but like uh, ring worn stuff like that. Uh, there's lots of ring worn pieces out there, but Tiger Jackson's a friend of mine, and that tiger cape, he had that on his back at Madison Square Garden in '84, the night that Hogan won that first title against the Iron Sheik. So that holds a special place in my heart, and I'm gonna keep that forever. So there's things like that that you cannot part with, because there's so many stories, so many memories that goes with them. The Nasty Boys I was talking about, the papers that are in the leather bag. I'm gonna keep that too. So there's many things that I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna pass them on to my family, my kids, but like I don't know, cards, magazines. There's so many of them at I don't want those pieces if I die to go on the side of the street. It'll be a garage sale for the lucky people that'll come and buy those things for cheap.
Yeah.
I don't want these to go away yet on that way.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. Having a collection myself, having some things, I'm like, nope, these, and I just hope my kids take care of them when I'm gone. Make sure they get a good price for these things. It's like, no, listen, John Jones wore this hat at the weigh-in before he won his first world championship. This is worth something. You better, take care of it.
But you collect many things. I've been talking to lots of collectors these past few days, and it's not for me. It's not just wrestling. I've got some vinyls in the house, all hard rock records from like Motley Crue, Twisted Sister, all that, Kiss. Like a lot of things are signed in that collection too, and I don't want them to like just go away. You have to think of a plan for the afterlife of the collector, and LWA is a bit of the is part of the plan for my wrestling stuff. And you've been talking about the museum of Quebec City. Yes, there's some pieces that are there for a year. They took a lot of stuff, over 400 items, and there's 363 items that are displayed right now. Um, just beside my stuff, there's a Andre the Giant suit that was sent by another museum. There's a Luna Vachon ring attire that she had that was sent by WWE. There's the Mountie Shock stick, the original one that was sent by WWE. That's right there. There's a complete Rick the Model Martel suit, and all my stuff is around those great pieces. Can you imagine? It's okay to say you got 400 pieces over there, but it's wrestling figures, it's LJNs, it's Hasbro's, it's stuff that came up in the '80s with the of course WWF's logo on it. Everything's in box and beautiful, but some ring worn stuff like that in the museum. I think everybody should go and visit that Quebec City Museum.
And do you know how long this it's going on for? Like how long is the I'm clearly not cultured. I'm a wrestling guy. The installation in the museum. You know what I'm saying?
The one was yesterday, and it's there for a year.
Ah, perfect. So we have a year to go to Quebec City and check this out. This, as a wrestling fan and a wrestling historian, is something I would want to check out. So that's very cool. Very cool. Tremendous stuff. JF Leduc, it has been great talking to you. And I look forward to speaking with you again about all sorts of wrestling things, wrestling collecting things. And it's funny you mention your other collections because I also have other collections. Like I have a Hot Wheels collection, I have a sneaker collection. It's funny you start with one and then it just kind of multiplies. And the wives don't always like it, right? It's difficult.
Yeah, for some reasons they don't collect. I don't know why, but yeah, don't give me one. I'm gonna need the entire collection.
Yes, that does become a problem. I get it. JF Leduc, live wrestling auctions. Go check them out on Facebook, on YouTube, live wrestling auctions. They do great stuff. And April 20th, go check out the autograph signing with the Nasty Boys. More information over at Live Wrestling Auctions on Facebook and YouTube. April 20th in Montreal. Go meet the Nasty Boys. Look at this guy, tag team champion, Nasty Boys. He's living the dream. JF Leduc, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you again in the future.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
There he is.